What up, guys? Mad Viking here. I got a little confused with my video or what day it was yesterday. I was thinking today was Wednesday, and I was going to the AEW Mall show for the cage match. Of course, today is not Wednesday, it's Tuesday. So that will be tomorrow's video, which will come out later, sometime after 10:30. It'll be on my channel, so be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a big show. But this is for Wednesday, but it's my video for AEW's show lineup for February 26th. I thought last week's show was amazing. Cody versus Wardlow, great match. I feel so bad for Cody because Wardlow didn't catch him at all when he did that moonsault off the top of the cage. He basically body flopped, chest flopped onto the mat. I thought that was pretty brutal. But he popped right up, and I'm sure that has a lot to do with adrenaline. God, what was the rest of the show? I thought it killed me because I instantly erased it after I watched it, and I wanted to watch it again. But, I mean, everything's on YouTube at this point. If you haven't seen the Cody Wardlow match, I recommend going to see it. I read online that Brian Cage was supposed to debut last week, but it didn't happen. So there was that, too. But anyways, this show lineup for this week, for February 26th, like I said, we're going to get a pay-per-view spectacular here. Obviously, we're getting Kenny Omega versus Pac in a 30-man Iron Man match. I would assume this is going to close out the show, but I could be wrong. There could be one other item here that might close out the show. But like I said, this is going to be pay-per-view style match, obviously. It's probably going to be very slow pace, though, like New Japan matches. But, I mean, the ending, the finales are always amazing. And it's Kenny Omega and Pac, for Christ's sake. So that's probably going to be the show stealer. I've seen online other people think that, well, I won't say. I haven't mentioned it yet. Who do I predict is going to win this match? There's about a top 5 hierarchy in single competitors in AEW who's on top, and definitely Kenny and Pac are in it. Pac is definitely more protected than Kenny. Kenny, I don't think, cares about his position because he's Kenny, and at any point in time he can insert himself into the title picture. But Pac, I think, is walking a finer thread with AEW because he's walked before. He's obviously under contract, but he wrestles all over the world, and I think they do what they can to keep him happy. So this one's up in the air for me. Who's going to win? I mean, everybody's going to want to see Kenny win. But I don't know. Pac's got some wins over him. I think Kenny got one win back. I can't remember if it was a pay-per-view or a few weeks back. I can't remember. They've been feuding off and on since AEW started. So I don't know. I'm going to pick probably the unfavorable pick here and say Pac. Pac's been doing some great promos recently. God, when was the last time he was even on TV? Now that I think about it. So I'm going to go with Pac in the Iron Man match, 30-man Iron Man match. I don't think there's going to be any shenanigans in this match. Nothing's getting on my radar that would make me think so. So I'm just going to say Pac. Next up, we have the Chris Jericho Moxley weigh-in for Revolution, which I will be watching and do a review of on my channel. I think I missed the last pay-per-view because I wasn't even in town. I was out of state, and I heard it was amazing. So I'm not missing this one. Weigh-ins are weigh-ins, but there's always fireworks at weigh-ins. Boxing, UFC, regardless, something's going to happen here. I'm sure this is going to be a 10, 15, 20-minute segment. I mean, they're probably cutting promos on each other. Somebody's probably going to get punched. So nothing to predict here, but yeah, I'm sure something will happen. We just don't know what. Oh yeah, could Jeff Cobb reemerge? Who knows? Next match up on the card, we're going to have Santana and Ortiz with Sammy Guevara versus Lucha Express. People were pointing out on the little card things for online that Marco Stunt had a serious face. He didn't have his little impish, boyish elf thing he does. I can't ever take Lucha Express serious because of Marco Stunt, and I mean, I can't even tell you when was the last time they've won, if they've ever won a match. I know Jungle Boy and I think Luchasaurus won a couple of matches when the AEW first launched, but I mean, they just don't win matches. And I would assume, because it's usually Marco Stunt, he's the fall guy of the group. I would assume at some point, because when Luchasaurus was injured, if you remember, he would sit back and watch their matches, and he would always shake his head or have a crappy look on his face when they would lose, and it was usually because of Marco Stunt, but that was months back. Nothing's progressed with that since then. But at some point, I would think they would get pissy and just boot Stunt out of the group at some point. They're funny. I love their YouTube stuff, especially, what was it, Being the Elite, where they did backstage bloopers, and they were doing Lucha Express being interviewed. God, that was so funny. That was probably 5 episodes ago. If you haven't seen it, you should go back and watch it. But, I mean, on TV, they don't do anything. They don't go anywhere. And I think Luchasaurus could be a big breakout star. Jungle Boy will be around for a long time. He's not going anywhere. I'm sure he's got great loyalty towards the Elite guys. But, I mean, Stunt's got to go at some point. He's the dead weight. But I think, like I said, they're being booked that way. But, I mean, there's no way in hell that they're beating the Inner Circle. So that's who I'm going with. Santana and Ortiz and Sammy over Lucha Express. Probably with Stunt getting pinned. Next matchup on the card, we have Best Friends with Orange Cassidy versus Butcher and the Blade and the Bunny. Now, I don't know if Cassidy is in this match. He's on the little card. So is the Bunny. But I don't know that she even has a wrestling role anymore. And it would be a little weird that she's in a three-man tag match versus dudes. Best Friends, they've gotten some wins recently. I couldn't even tell you about Butcher and the Blade. I think they won their debut match, and that was about it. But they're booked strongly. I mean, well, booked strongly. They're booked regularly on the show. I mean, they beat people up, but do they get wins? That's really all that matters, right? I would say both teams are booked probably about the same. So this one's hard to say who's going to win. Butcher and the Blade are growing on me. I used to really like Best Friends. The Orange Cassidy stuff, he's got to wrestle at some point. It's getting old. But I don't know. Butcher and the Blade, like I said, there's something about them I'm starting to really like. And I like that big older guy. He is definitely a talented dude. So I'm going to go with Bunny and the Butcher and the Blade, Bunny and the Butcher and the Blade, over Best Friends in Orange Cassidy if he's even in the match. I couldn't find anything for NXT this week, but I mean, whenever I do, it's only usually one match advertised, so couldn't produce anything for this week's show. So that is it for now. That is the AEW card lineup. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit like, leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Be on the lookout for the video tomorrow night with the cage match that I'm going to. And that'll be it for, I don't know. Tomorrow's a crazy day for me. I don't even want to get into it. I've got stuff lined up to make other videos for, but can't guarantee it'll be on Thursday, maybe Friday, Saturday. So anyways, guys, that is it for now. Like I said, hit like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell me what you think, and I will catch you in the next one. Mad Viking out.